Representative Jenkins, you mentioned incredible distrust being sown by the ICE actions. I'm hearing that same sentiment from Washingtonians on all the fraud that's been coming out in recent weeks and months, whether it's the daycare stuff or the CRP programs. There are two bills in Senate Housing tomorrow. One is Braun's bill, 6205. The other is Senator Gainer's bill, 6167, to limit grants and loans and make sure that there is some oversight. Any leadership support for those two bills?
Those are Senate bills, so
I'm sure you're aware of them, though, because it's been in the news.
We're not. We pay
Actually-
attention to House bills.
Actually, no.
Okay, then I'll ask the Senate side.
I have about 1,000 House bills that I have to pay attention to, so I usually wait.
And I guess what I'll say is, look, we are as troubled as anyone by allegations of fraud or misuse of funds. That program that Representative Taylor and my former seatmate, Speaker Chop, really helped to get in place is answering a really historic set of injustices faced by Black people in our state. And we want the program to work well, to have the confidence of everyone in the public. So I absolutely open to ideas from all corners about how to make sure that there's good accountability and that we have good spending of in a program that is really necessary for correcting those historic injustices.
And I'll just add, we're seeing this anti-government rhetoric at the national level. But let's be very clear, in Washington, we have checks and balances. We have systems in place that provide the ability to identify when things are going wrong and a process in making sure we're addressing it. And what I will say is that in this Washington, there is accountability, there's transparency, and people take action when they hear of any fraud or misuse of funds. And that is what continues to happen.
And we actually have some really good examples of, I think, of just exactly that thing. So I agree with both of what Senator Peterson and Senator Dingra have said. But so, for example, it is challenging, for example, when you continue to have completely baseless claims being made, especially in areas regarding voter fraud. But in fact, what we have, the most recent case in Pasco, 4 voters didn't have any, had no effect on the outcome of an election, but that was discovered by the Secretary of State and the local auditors.
Right.
And our system actually worked. And so making sure that you have a system that works so actually things aren't ground to a halt with baseless claims is also really an important thing, and that's why having these checks and balances, so you can kind of push some aside that are just kind of random finger pointing, and then really
I'm not sure what you're
focus
referring
on
to as random
other
finger
things
pointing.
like that.
Anything that I've reported on has been backed up by fact. But the auditor said she's not willing to open her audit. The AG says he's not investigating. DCYF is sending us to DSHS Oversight Board, and they're not responding. And Secretary Sen seems to be MIA. So where is that accountability at this point is my question.
What are you talking about? Are you mixing up
CRP
things?
fraud and the daycare fraud.
Why would Secretary Sen be investigating CRP?
I'm talking about DCYF with her.
I don't understand your question.